guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, Being Mommy and More. For today's video, I have decided to give you a brief overview of what nursing is like here in the UK. So again, first things first, my name is Lynette, and I've mentioned in my other blog that I work here as a theater nurse. So it's basically same as the one in the Philippines, working in the operating room. We call it here main theaters. Although the subdivision of a main theater here is called the surgery unit. We also cater to elective procedures. So how we do things here as nurses, because obviously nursing in the Philippines is different. It's very much we are quite similar with the US system. UK is a bit different as well. So anyway, so first things first, here in the UK we have a private sector as well, and a public funded or a government funded hospitals called NHS. And NHS is basically the pride and joy of the UK. It's a healthcare system that caters to everybody's needs. So basically you don't have to pay. Well, sort of. It comes out in your taxes well, I'll discuss that further in my other video. Just for now, we'll just talk about, just the basic impression of what nursing is like here in the UK. So here in the UK as nurses, you could work as a full-time, and also you can do flexible hours. So flexible hours is when you apply or you speak to your manager that you have some problems why you can't really work full-time. So basically full-time is 37.5 hours, and part-time is anything lesser than that. So you could be working 30 hours or 20 hours or specific days, mostly because due to childcare, because here in the UK it's quite hard if you don't have family around, like your relatives, because most of them are still working. So childcare can be quite costly, but it helps. They're there to help you, to assist you. So basically most people apply for flexible working hours because they have to look after their kids, and also because they have to look after a family member. So that's it. So you could be working 37.5 hours as a full-time and 30 hours for part-time. So here in the UK, there are like 4 categories of nursing. There's adult nursing. So once you've qualified, you're actually considered as an adult nurse. And you can do children's nursing, which for I know is you have to do an additional 1-year training, post-training. And obviously you could work in a children's ward or specialized areas. And also there is the mental health nursing and the learning and disability. And just like in the Philippines, we also do, you all can also work in different wards. As nurses, you are very diverse. You can either work in wards. Here, the wards are like usually male and female are separated. So there's a male and female elderly wards. There's a surgical wards, orthopedic wards, ICU or ITU, we call it here, or HDU, high dependency unit, endoscopy unit. There's also specialized, those are some specialized areas. And also like main operating room here is called, or main theaters. And then there's day surgery that caters for elective cases. There's also different clinics like cardiology, diabetes, and outpatient, so ophthalmology and all that. So there's so many areas that you could actually work. There's also the GP, which is like the primary healthcare here. So you could work in the GPs, and so many areas that you can actually work. So in terms of working hours, usually, I think it's the same still. You can also do day shift and a night shift. You can do, for a full-time here for 37.5 hours, you can do 4 days. But a lot of wards as well can do more than 4 days, 7 days, including nights. Or some of them will do straight nights and then maybe a week off. So it all depends on your trust on how they do it. So sometimes it's a bit different when it comes to the working hours. But like on my part, I work in the surgery unit. I'm a theater nurse, a scrub nurse. So I work usually as a full-time. You work 4 days, and you could be working from 7:30 till 6 o'clock, or or you could be working until 8 o'clock. Saturdays, no Sundays. So just from Monday to Saturday. And also, here in the UK, obviously, our uniforms are provided. In my area, our shoes is also provided because we needed to use scrub shoes. But in wards, I think you have to buy your own shoes, but uniforms is well provided. And also, the good thing about that is even if you have to buy your own, there is a tax rebate that you can apply. You can apply for a tax rebate for registration fees, like for example for the regulatory board for nursing, which is NMC. And then also if you're under Royal College of Nursing or Unison, you could apply for tax rebate on that, and also for your shoes, for other uniforms or laundry services, or even nursing journals that you subscribe to. You can apply for tax rebate. And I will also put in the description, or I will link to you the website for those the websites that you can apply for tax rebate. Filipinos are very hardworking. I know that. We all know that. We are very hardworking, and we always look for other, ways and means to earn extra money. So here in the UK, I'm speaking as a staff nurse in an NHS setting, because there's also a private, which I will discuss next time, the difference between NHS and a private sector. So anyway, in terms of earning extra income, there are several things that you can do. You can work extra hours from your wards, or you can also do a bank shift, they call it, meaning I think you have to just register your name on the trust bank shifts, and then every time there's something that comes up, like hours that they need from other wards, then you can always choose and decide what you would like to do. So they are very good. They have a good pay rate. Yeah, so doing extra hours and bank shifts. But also, the only thing about that is every time you do an extra hours or extra shifts or extra income, of course, you have to pay for an extra tax as well. That's the only downside to it. But it's always a competitive rate they offer. Of the pay system here, it's quite complicated because there is a pay band scale, we call it here in the UK. It starts from pay band 1 till 9. So obviously 1 is more for domestics, and then pay 2, 3, and 4 is more for healthcare assistants, and also those who have done associate nursing, anything specialized. And then pay band 5 is for nurses, those who are starting. For nurses who are starting, you could easily get £24,000 a year, and then you kind of every year get a pay progression. There's a pay review, but from where I'm working, we do it yearly. There's a pay review, so and a pay progression. So till you've reached the top of your band, then unfortunately you stop there. But hopefully you get pay raised. At the moment, we currently have every 3-year pay rise once you reach the top of your band. Other than pay band 5, which are, like the nurses, you also have, that's a starting point for nurses, pay band until you reach the top of your band. And there's also the band 6. Band 6 is for charge nurses, we call it here. For band 6 nurses here, we call them sisters. They're not nuns. That's just the term they call it from way back, sister. Basically, it's like charge nurses in the Philippines. So they get higher, obviously, 34,000. Then you have a band 7. Highest band that you can go here is band 9. progression is good. You just have to really want it and look for it and watch out for it, because obviously they do stay longer in their post. So you have to wait until something comes up. And there's always some opportunities around. As nurses, you can also do like advanced nurse practitioners, wherein you can progress from being, you start as a band 6 when you apply for an advanced nurse practitioners. So obviously that's a very high paying job as well. So for those who wanted to be an advanced nurse practitioners, obviously you have to do like a master's degree on a certain specialization. So you could be earning maybe 38,000, 36 or 38,000 or above. So you have to do, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years of added studies. And then once you finish that, qualification, you can be a band 7 afterwards. So it's actually good to be an advanced nurse practitioners. From band 6 you go progress to band 7 or even 8. You can progress as a surgical first assistant if you work in theaters. So you will be helping the surgeons in doing their cases and doing their surgeries. So yes, there are plenty of opportunities around, so long as you're looking for it and so long as you set a goal for yourself. So working in the UK as a nurse, you have plenty of annual leaves. So when you start in the NHS, you could have like a 27 days of annual leaves, 27 days in a year, plus like around 8 public holidays, bank holidays. And then by the time you reach 5 years, it becomes more, and 10 years more. So it's very good, isn't it? Because in the Philippines, I don't know how many. I think it's probably 1 or 2 weeks. There's also for families, for expecting moms, maternity pays and paternity pays we do here. For maternity pays or leaves, it's quite competitive as well. You can take as much as 1 year. And for paternity leaves, you can take 2 weeks with pay. For maternity, obviously, it's not 1 year. I think you get paid until 9 months, but it obviously gets lower and lower the rate. For career progression, like I said a while ago, there are plenty of opportunities so long as you're looking for it and you're willing to spend more time in studying, because obviously every time you progress, you have to study and add more your qualifications. But then again, if that's not your priority at the moment, or that's, you're quite contented where you are, there are also a lot of online courses that they will sponsor you or will give you. You will learn a lot of things, or a lot of things online, e-learning, other skills that you could learn. Even do a mentorship program wherein they will pay for your mentorship course, which is usually a distance learning or online course. And all you have to do is really just assist students, teach them, mold them into becoming becoming good nurses. So yes, there's a lot of opportunities around so long as you're looking. There are a lot of positive things. But in terms of the downside, well, I could say that working here in the UK, we don't have bonuses. So we don't have Christmas bonus, we don't have 13-month pay, sick leaves. Although if you really have a reason why you're off from work, you could be off from work due to sickness or some other problems that you can't really control, then they will pay you. The only problem here is we don't get other bonuses. So if you want to earn extra money, you have to really work for it. You do extra hours, you go do bank shifts. So that's basically how you will earn extra income as a nurse here in the UK, unfortunately. But I suppose it's not all about money, isn't it? It's about having balance, having a work and family life balance. That's the most important thing. Because if anything that I really treasure working here in the UK as a nurse, it's because, I could spend time with my kids. I could spend time with my husband, with my family. They're very generous in helping you out, in assisting you, what works best for you and what works best for them as well. So it's always have to be on equal ground. So even if you feel like you don't get as much as other people, there's a big difference in other countries as well. But one thing that I can assure you here in the UK, and I really treasure, is the fact that you will have that quality time with your family. You have enough annual leaves, those leaves are important to spend quality time with your family. So I think it's not all about money. You just really need to prioritize what's really important in your life. So in my part, I really, really value having time with my kids, with my husband. And at the same time, I get to still work and go out there and socialize. It's not entirely all about money, isn't it? But of course, yeah, it really depends on what is important for you. For the staff ratio to a patient, there will always be shortages, and they always try to fill it in with agency nurses or other agency staff. So, like I said, there are plenty of opportunities to earn extra money. But also, just like anywhere else, there's always shortages here, especially during this global pandemic. There will be a lot of staffs who are off sick. So, of course, it makes our job even more difficult and even more difficult for us to render the care that our patient needs. On my part, on my working area, we are quite lucky in a lot of ways because we have different people who helps us out. So there is enough staff to fill in, and we're also able to help by sending people from our department to also help other departments. And I think what's important is, as nurses, we do know what our job is, and that is to care for our patients. Sometimes, regardless of money and all that, I think the most important thing is we are doing the best of what we can offer to them. And Filipinos are really good nurses, and I could say from experience that a lot of the patients I've worked and cared for, they all have good praises for us Filipino nurses, and I hope we can remain like that and carry on and be an inspiration to other nurses who also wants to come and join us here in the UK. So in future blogs, I will speak about other things about NHS, the difference between NHS and the private sector, the pay band scale, and other things about nursing that you may think that it's helpful to you. So if you have any questions or anything that you would like me to share with you, just comment down below and let me know. That would be great. So anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed my video for today, and I hope you've learned a lot and it gave you a good impression of what nursing is like here in the UK, because we need a lot of nurses, and I really do encourage a lot of Filipino nurses to apply here in the UK, because I know that you will enjoy it here, and I know that Filipinos value family and work at the same time. So this is a perfect place for you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again all soon. And take care everyone, and may God bless you all. Thank you. Bye.